Interesting. So we're going to see another Bayonetta, and I feel like that might be difficult for Lust. I don't know. That matchup seems difficult.
We're hitting it with the girls here tonight. Bayo's on screen, and we haven't seen the preeminent one in the building, Taji's here on stream yet either. Deltaforce going to set up, and this is one of the things that is really his trademark. You mentioned he has a lot of bomb setups, but it's just his defensive bomb play. It's how he plays around the bubble that it creates and operates around the bomb as a single anchor point, very similar to a snake grenade. But he creates his entire set play and positioning based on where that bomb is relative to the platforms and relative to his opponent. And to find these frame traps, to find all sorts of awkward pressure, and just hit lag extension.
Yeah.
So where that bomb is, even though it doesn't look threatening, he's a huge indicator of what he's looking for, and there it's going to be a distraction to allow him to find that edge guard, find the stock.
Yeah, not only is the bomb a very good distraction and can cancel out a lot of different approaches, you know, a lot of different moves that Lust is going to go for, that also just cancels out the fact that Lust can go for a grounded witch twist to potentially get a combo. So now Lust is forced to play in the air, and that's exactly what Deltaforce is looking for, getting those nairs off, getting, you know, potential up airs. Pretty much just trying to anti-air Lust right now. And speaking of anti-air, Deltaforce got to get out of the air, able to scoop up with the up B and regain stage control. That's what he does so well.
That being said, great as either SDI or just wonky stage positioning for Lust to pop out where they did there. But he's going to keep getting pressured back to ledge, going to keep having to be creative to find ways back, because as you mentioned, that ground game has been taken away almost entirely, to the point that even there, when the bomb is nowhere in sight, he's still not even willing to find a grounded witch twist.
Yeah, he has to find it in the air, and of course, that's the thing with Link, is that there's so much fear factor when it comes to his bomb. You have to respect that move so well, because if you don't, you get hit by moves like that. That set up into the up B, such a strong move, especially with Rage. That's definitely going to kill on that ledge.
Spin slash, very, very strong. Unfortunately, deactivates on shield, so we don't see it kill as much as it wants. But Deltaforce is so good at finding those spin slashes over by ledge to lock down these stocks. Now the bullet's gonna come out, but as usual, not gonna find their mark. Jab going to kill it past 200, and now Lust finally on the board. Deltaforce, though, trying to get cheeky to find a potential bomb combo there off the angel plat, and even though he doesn't, he does still find that ledge pressure regardless. Lust getting up to 100, percentage potentially running out, but we've seen just how explosive a Bayonetta stock can be.
You know, absolutely. And I love that even though we're talking about, oh my god, can we talk about those Z-drops, by the way, into those aerials? Good stuff right there from Deltaforce. But I wanted to talk about how he's able to set up his bombs not only on the ground, but also in the air to potentially catch out, you know, those aerial approaches with the witch twist.
So smart, my friend. The bats with him roll through on reaction, saying, hey, you're going to Z-drop here, so I'm going to call out your Z-drop with a roll, because I can then find the punish off the bats within. Not going to find the stock, but able to at least find eventually the advantage state. Going to just rinse, repeat, try and make it to an edge guard, and has an opportunity here.
Able to come back. It's looking very difficult for Lust, but he's definitely making this comeback happen, especially with a character like Bayonetta. Finally catching Deltaforce in disadvantage and getting these combos off. Of course, Deltaforce able to DI out of it, but that jab is certainly going to take that second stock, and there you go. Now, if you're Lust, you just got to, never mind. I was going to say hold on to bomb as long as possible, but it definitely does choke out a lot of different options that Lust was going to go for.
Well, you know, he is in New Jersey, and he held on for what he's got. It doesn't make a difference if he made it or not.
That's a good point.
But he and Bomb have got each other, and that's a lot of love. Unfortunately, though, they'll love, not lust. And so it's going to be Deltaforce taking game one. Had to bring some John Bon Jovi into in the Meadowlands. But for the meantime, Lust looks really good, right? We said, oh, Bayo stocks can be explosive. That man took 3% on his way to that kill combo.
Yeah.
All the way bringing it back, right? That was basically 2 stocks over his one before getting caught off the angel plot. But now Town and City, more, you know, slightly more on-stage space to work with here. Although, than a stage like Small Battlefield might offer, but less so than PS2. Ooh, you also have short side blast zones, which are really good for Bayo's ability to kill, and you limit Link's kill confirms, a lot of which are vertical, because of that vertical blast zone. Makes a lot of sense here as a counter pick, but I know Deltaforce, I believe, does enjoy this platform layout as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen it before with his different setups. And that's the thing when you lab characters out like Link. It's just, you can find out so many different options with your bomb. You can be so creative. And that's the thing with a lot of Links is that they aren't really as creative as you see players like Deltaforce, even T, like you mentioned before, be with not only their bombs, but their different aerials. So you see him approaching with that bomb as it's rolling. That's what you love to see from a player of Deltaforce's caliber.
And that's that same anchor point mentality that I was talking about before, right? When the bomb is out, you watch as basically it's this gravitational field that pulls both players' gameplay into revolving around its positioning. But you can't, speaking of things you can't get away from, that up tilt back air gonna do it for Lust, and he's gonna have his first lead of this entire set, potentially with a huge another combo here as well if he can just find the ledge trap. Looking for the witch twist, but not going to do so. Boomerang gonna stuff you out, but the reversal regardless. Boomerang still saves the... it's just a back and forth scramble. These two are trying to find stage control. It's who can overextend harder right now.
Yeah, really, and I feel like Deltaforce has just been getting caught in a lot of these witch twists. It's the jab that's not going to kill, but again, that's all you need. You just need damage. And just to keep that lead and potentially kill Deltaforce, especially on a stage like Town and City, where we talked about it before, it is a stage that has, you know, different platforms, but also has a smaller blast zone compared to a lot of, you know, the different stages.
Not off the top, though. Which
on the side,
which,
definitely.
I was going to say, which while it didn't save Deltaforce there, did save him off that vertical kill confirm.
Yeah.
This is a stage that Bayo's traditional, you know, 0 to deaths that you'll see on Hollow, on small battlefields, on PS2, don't work here, right? Often because of that vertical high platform, but up smash still gonna have more than enough kill power to get it done. So Deltaforce able to at least get on the board, but now with one stock left for him, he's got to find a way to be explosive with the bomber,
good air
and
rush.
at least survive this onslaught of Bayo combos.
And that's the thing that Deltaforce has been able to show himself, you know, especially in these tournaments, is that he has that survivability with a character like Link. Even though his recovery is a little bit linear and super easy to gimp, Deltaforce has found so many different ways to come back. And like you saw, that nair into that jab to send Lust off stage once more. And oh my god, the stage pressure. Are you going to get this kill? I think it was looking for a nair potentially, but no, not going to get it. And Lust still back.
And he could have found that nair if he had gone for a crouch ledge slip instead of just that.
Oh, but
instead of just the drop zone nair, but because of that, that witch twist, the ABK, right? That ABK came through and was able to contest the hitbox, allowing Lust at least for the moment to get back. Deltaforce now has locked it down, and what is a mirror inverse of last game, Lust has the opportunity to close it out with the witch time, though. Not gonna have the positioning to find anything off of it, and Deltaforce is gonna get one more chance. The combo extension on the platform. This could be dangerous, Jellyfish.
Yeah, no, again, really, it just takes one hit, and all of a sudden, Deltaforce is slowly bringing this back, gets the bats within instead of the witch time. That's not going to matter, gets that back air, and all of a sudden, we're brought to a game 2. I mean, Lust made the right adjustments there, finally catching out Deltaforce, going back and trying to get his remote bombs, as well as trying to set up his boomerang. And that's the thing that you got to do against a lot of these projectile characters and zoners, is you got to read out a lot of their flow chart, especially like what projectiles they want to throw at what times and what patterns they have. Like, you can just run back and throw out your boomerang, but do it too much and you get caught out, and that's exactly what Lust did in that second match.
Exactly. It's catching on to their pattern, forcing them to scramble, and one of the things that Link especially doesn't do very well is scramble beyond neutral air, right? Neutral air is great, but it's also frame 7. It doesn't come out super fast. So you have to be pretty careful over where you're getting put in some of these scrap situations, and you really want to control the pace of the game on your turns, and if they can weave their way and break that up, I mean, right, as you mentioned, it's just a field day for sure. Lust and Deltaforce now going at it here in a pivotal game 3, but that witch time going to be huge to keep this turn. Lust and potentially a stock off the top. Yes, it is.
Oh my god, amazing stuff right there. I love that witch time to catch out that nair that Deltaforce has loved to do a lot, but catching a witch twist himself with that bomb, that's the thing with Link, is that that bomb is just such a stupidly good move to deal with. And I mean, if you're Deltaforce, you're going to take that stock, of course, but right now you're taking a lot of damage, and you're in disadvantage. Finally, you know, trying to play neutral, but they've just been scrapping right now between both these guys.
Yep, I love that pressure.
Oh.
That was not true at all, but finally we get into the down tilt. It's gonna convert into a stock too. Oh no, Lust is just in his head, and Deltaforce might be running out of runway here. We saw him bring it back from a similar situation just a game ago, even though he wasn't able to close it out in the end of the day. But now he has to do it again, and he has to come out on top. The mountain only keeps getting larger for him right now, Jellyfish, and even fighting his way back to center stage here, he has to find a whole lot more.
Yeah, and as time progresses, that mountain's definitely going to get a lot steeper should Deltaforce not be able to find these kills or, you know, find these stray hits to potentially just send Lust off stage and, you know, get these kills, because F-tilt can definitely kill forward smash, even up air potentially. All he needs really is one confirm or maybe one good read, and Lust is definitely dead. But right now you can see that Deltaforce is getting a little bit antsy, gets that nair, catches the miss tech, and gets the F-tilt that I was talking about before. But really good recovery from Lust, able to find a hit off and gets that grab as well. But the spin slash finally taking that stock, and Deltaforce still definitely has an opportunity to win this, but Lust is definitely on fire.
The grab release down.
Yeah.
And then was able to find his way to get, because it was a grounded grab release, right? To find that hero spin and close the, the spin slash and close out the stock. Now the Bayo combo from Deltaforce racking up the damage, or the bomb combo, racking up the damage. But it's going to be Lust's turn here, potentially to find something.
Close.
Not able to find too much pressure, and this is just a full-on scrap in neutral. Lust potentially letting this one slip through his fingers.
Oh.
The confidence is gone now. Deltaforce is the only one playing with it. It feels like it's his game to lose.
Yeah. He's definitely seeing all, you know, the potential strain that he's going to have to do should he go into this loser's run. But again, these bomb setups have really been helping out Lust, and oh my god, he finally finds that F-tilt. Get that stock 2-1. But you were talking about before, that confidence that Lust had was definitely